Hello.
I'm here.
Yeah, where are you from?
Oh, I'm Virginia in the U.S.
Virginia.
Yes.
Okay, good, good, good. Okay, today I will take the session, the
Okay.
complete FICO and the advantages and the benefits and the total content and everything.
Okay.
I'll share my screen.
Yes.
Okay, yeah. If you have any doubts, you can talk to me. You can speak, and we can discuss. I would like to have this session as an interactive session. It's not like one-way session. I
Okay.
just say and you should listen. It's not like that. Okay, you should be
Okay.
interactive. Okay, and at the end of the session, I'll give some 10 minutes time for question and answers. Any
Okay.
kind of doubts about the ERP and the future and the jobs and the whatever it is. Okay, that we will discuss.
Okay.
That's fine.
That's fine.
And
So,
before
Tony,
that,
but
I'd like to know your
yeah, go ahead.
yeah. Yeah, I'd like to know your expectations from this session so that we'll try to reach out and we can make the session fruitful.
So I read a little bit about SAP a while back. I've forgotten a lot of what I've read, and but I think as we get into the session, I would begin to remember a lot of the stuff that I have. So I'm expecting for this to go relatively very quick. Um, um, my expectation is for someone to help with the design of I'm also very much interested in um, getting a job with SAP FICO. I'm interested in hearing about your what help you can give in terms of resume preparation, what help you can give in terms of obtaining jobs, and how robust your training session is in terms of preparing to be a FICO consultant. In terms of preparing to become someone who can configure, all areas of FICO, the configurations. I'm also interested in learning about the SAP life cycle. And basically, my expectation is that, my hope and expectation is that at the end of the session, this, class, that I'm pretty confident to be able to come out and get a job and be able to do it.
Yes, good. Good to know that. Yeah, anyhow, that will be done by end of the training session. But at this moment, for this demo session,
Yes.
this is knowing about what is FICO and what is the market of SAP and how could you get the jobs and all. Okay, that I will ensure that. Okay, now we will start the session.
Okay.
Yeah, the first one is it's a kind of agenda, the contents of the session, the faculty introduction, and the basic requirements and advantages of this session, and then FICO details, and then special focus items in this training, and then integration between SAP modules, and the projects overview. I'll explain one by one, and the last one is the questions and answers session. Coming to the faculty introduction. I'm a professionally qualified accountant, and I have 10 years domain experience. I mean to say, I worked as a manager of finance and accounts in different companies. And in SAP for the last 12 years, I am working with SAP, and I have almost 18 projects I worked on. And parallelly, I also taken almost 40 to 50 sessions, training sessions. It's a kind of these kind of online sessions and classroom sessions, and also corporate trainings also, so that you will be confident uh, uh, by getting all the content of the course.
Okay.
Uh, and before going to this, I would like to know about your background. I mean to say your qualification and your experience, so that it would be useful to understand in a better way.
Okay. Oh,
Yeah.
okay. So I have an accounting degree.
Okay.
Yes.
Good.
And I've been doing consulting work in accounting and auditing over the past 7, 8 years.
Good.
And more recently, I've been in the real estate business, something totally not in connection with SAP or accounting. But periodically I do tax accounting for individuals and a few corporations.
Oh, okay. Hmm. Good. That's fine. Since we have accounting background, I don't need to teach you about the accounting entries, what is debit and what is credit, right?
Yes.
Good, very good. The basic requirements to undergo the training, this training FICO, are into 4 categories. One is education in commerce subjects. You have that, very good. The second one is the experience in financial areas, accounts, finance, costing, and auditing. Fine. And very important thing is seriousness. You must be very serious while attending the class. I mean to say, you are not supposed to miss a single class.
Yeah.
At the same time, you need to practice every day
Yes.
or once in a week, whatever it is.
Yes.
But you should be at up to the scale. Whatever the things I teach in the class, maybe in a day or a couple of days, you must be there while configuration from your side. Otherwise, it is not that much useful.
Yes.
And the last one is confidence and communication. These two things are very important, particularly for job seekers.
Yes.
You should be very confident while attending the interviews and all. And at the same time, you should have very good in the communication, because you need to sell yourself.
Yes.
Unless you have very good in communication, the subject what you have, it will not be known to the other person, right? That's the reason.
Yes.
Confidence and communication is very important. And coming to the advantages and undergoing the course is, once you get into SAP jobs and all, the better job satisfaction, because it is an integrated software, so that it's not like a simple accounting software. Yeah, it will have multi functionalities and multi modules at one place, so that you will have a very good job satisfaction. And the second thing is excellent benefits. Since it is an ERP package, uh, coming to the benefits in terms of monetary, definitely it is giving more advantages. And the last one is global expertise. You will get the experience in global companies, MNC companies, and the exposure, the knowledge you will get, and the travel. If requires, uh, people must need to travel throughout the world. So that is advantages from this SAP FICO.
I see.
Yeah. And the next one is the complete course details. Yeah, here onwards, yeah, no, I don't say that I will run through the sessions, but I'll slowly go in details of the session, of the content, so that it would be very easier for you to understand and will get more confident. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. The first one is the ERP versus SAP. So what is ERP and what is SAP? ERP is nothing but by abbreviation, that is Enterprise Resource Planning. That means it is an integrated package of capturing data, the business data. Okay.
Mm.
It means uh, accounting package will have the only capturing data of accounting entries, but an integrated package, it will capture accounting entries for a balance sheet along with stock items, sales items, HR related, all the activities in a company. Okay, that means this is one place, a single point, a single place where we can see the all the activities data information of a company. That's how it is very popular, the ERP packages. And among that, SAP is a market leader in ERP packages. I'll just show that some trend about that, how SAP and where SAP stands in the market. Okay, SAP stands for Systems, Applications and Products. So it has been designed in very long back with some 5 engineers who are come from IBM and they designed in a well manner. It is a very integrated package. I'll just to show you the total market share. SAP is with 24% in the worldwide ERP market, and the Oracle stands at second place at 12%, and all others are at very less percentages, and total coming to 100. 1/4 of the total ERP market is with SAP, and that's how it is. And then I'll just explain some kind of advantages of SAP. It's a very flexible and highly integrated with other modules. Uh, the integration means, suppose we are doing some inventory transaction. That's the receipt of material from a vendor. So what we do in general, if we do not have ERP, we capture the material transaction at some purchasing area, and also we do the same in accounting. Am I right?
Yes.
But in ERP, we remove the duplication of entries, duplication of activities at 2 places. We do in MM itself through the integration that will an accounting entry will pass on to the SAP to the FICO module. That's how it works. That is the integration. That integration is with MM module, the materials, the sales, the HR, and all other areas in SAP. There is no duplication. If you do it one place, it will come to the FI as an accounting entry. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then I will explain the modules in SAP. What kind of modules are there? So that it's not like we alone live with finance. Right? Since it is an integrated package, we need to know the other areas also in SAP. At least a bit knowledge about the other areas. For that, we can divide the total modules into technical modules and functional modules. Coming to technical modules, there is one basis module, which is a kind of system administrator who gives the password, user ID, and the roles and assignments. And then ABAP, it's a kind of a coding person. I'm just saying that in simple words to understand what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, ABAP, this is stands for coding and the preparation of some new enhancements, some kind of a reports and all. They will help. And BW, BI, BO, and this is a kind of reporting tool. This is required for a very big organizations where they need to pull the data from different modules and also some module platforms like SAP, Oracle and all.
Like what? I'm sorry?
Yeah, like different platforms. I mean to say platform in the sense SAP is one platform and Oracle is another platform. Okay. In that case, through BW, people can pull the data from SAP and from Oracle and club it together and give the report. That's
What is
works.
BO?
The business subjects.
Okay.
Okay. And then coming to the financial functional modules, this is our area. In this, FI, financials, CO, controlling, these two are our core areas. We talk about more in coming classes. And material management, SD, sales and distribution, PP, production planning, PM, plant maintenance, QM, quality maintenance, quality management, HR, human resources. Apart from this, there are extended, newly added and highly technical oriented modules. HANA. HANA is a very recent phenomena in SAP. You might be heard about HANA. Okay, we will discuss about that in coming classes wherever that comes into play while our discussion. And there is an IS. IS is meant for industry specific. It's a kind of SAP after having this much existence in the industries, they created SAP modules and programs and systems according to the industry. For example, automobile industry. They have some particular processes in automobile, so they capture in that and they release that. So companies in automobile industry can use that specific automobile industry specific SAP, that kind of thing.
Mm.
And then coming to FI, there are FSCM and treasury, and the new concept is simple finance that we will discuss.
What is that?
Yeah, extended the recent updates in FI.
Yeah. So what is FSCM and what is simple finance?
Yeah, FSCM, financial supply chain management. Okay, that we will discuss. And treasury stands for the cash management, funds management, and all.
Right.
And simple finance is very recent concept of SAP in related to FICO.
Hmm.
Okay. And then coming to CO, ABC, activity-based costing, and then material ledger. These are the extended items in CO. And coming to there is one APO, advanced planning optimizer, and SRM, supplier relations management. And for SD, CRM, that is customer relations management. And for HR, something like CAT. Okay, these are the different modules. Total, I can say that the technical and functional modules, we need to understand what is technical and what is functional. And again, in functional, we need to understand what is FI and what are the total contents in FI and CO, and what is the integration between FI CO with other modules, so that it would be easier once we start working on as a FICO consultant. Okay, we should be concentrated in FICO content along with the integration aspects. Okay. Then the next topic is FICO organization structure and global settings. Yeah, till this point we are just what is a background, what is the prerequisites of knowledge required to know FICO. Here onwards, we are getting into FICO. Okay. The organization structure for FICO is it like this. A client is nothing but a server, and then there are different areas. I will explain one by one in coming classes. At this moment, chart of accounts and chart of depreciation and credit control area and controlling area and segment. This is nothing but operating concern. These are the areas which is above the company, what we are going to work with. Okay, and the company, this is at a lower level under the organizational structure. It means for one company, we can work with, yeah, for one chart of accounts, we can assign different, more than one company code. This is 1 to n relationship. Okay. We need to understand very carefully about this. Yeah, I will explain in more way once we get into that particular topic. And certain basic settings of FI is one is company and company code. We need to understand the relationship between what is company and what is company code. In a real scenario, a company is a company registered with some statutory body. Am I right?
Yeah.
But in SAP, company is nothing but a group of companies. For example, if I can take some Tata companies,
Yeah.
Tata Group, that is as a company. And company code is nothing but one is existed based on the legal legal statutory requirements. Tata Sons Limited is one company code. Tata Motors, another company code, like that, other company codes. TCS is another company code. So all these company codes will be assigned to this company, Tata Group. So that for a consolidated balance sheet, consolidated financial reports, if you go with the Tata Group as a company reports, we can have the data of all these company codes. So for our scenario, for FICO, company code plays a major role. We always work with company code. Okay. In legacy, I mean to say in domain, in a practical way, we say company or a corporate. In parallel to that in SAP, the word is company code. Okay. If we say company in SAP, that is a group of companies. Okay.
Yeah.
Please be remember that we are going to work with company code as a company in domain. And the next topic.
What about business area?
Yeah, business area. Yeah, good. Yeah, it's a kind of another organizational element where we can capture the data based on the geographical areas. Suppose in US, there are south, north, east, and west. Okay, we can create south Tata Group, north Tata Group, east Tata Group, west Tata Group, like that. For all these company codes data with south, we can get a separate report. We don't need to capture separately. At the time of data entry itself, we can give that business area in the accounting information so that we can get the report. So along with the direct reports of a financial statements, what is the P&L account and balance sheet, we can also have the balance sheet of South for this group, right?
Yeah.
So that's how the segmental report, based on the geographical areas also we can get for the business areas. Okay.
Okay.
And then coming to what is FI and what is CO. FI stands for financials. This is generally meant for data capturing of all company activities. That means the business processes. Business process is nothing but, I can give you an example, vendor invoice, that's a business process, that's an activity. And also customer invoice and a payment, customer payment, vendor payment, these are different business processes. These are captured in financial module as an accounting entry, right?
Yeah.
Why is that required? That is required for making the financial reporting. That means for preparation of balance sheet and profit and loss account and funds statements. Why is that required? That is required to see the profits and to see the dividends, how much it is, and apart from that, to submit these reports to external bodies. All right.
Yeah.
That means financials is meant for external reporting. Okay.
Yeah.
And coming to CO, which stands for controlling, that is for internal purpose, internal affairs. When we have financials, why do we require CO? The reason is in financials module, in the financial statements, maybe you have seen the balance sheet and P&L accounts. You cannot see what is the cost of a product, right? And what is the cost of a one business place, right? That can be done through CO module. Okay. So a particular product of cost of a product and profit from one particular area, cost for an area, and it's a kind of divisional cost and product-wise cost that we can derive through the controlling module. And the submodules of FI are GL accounting, general ledger accounting, and accounts payable and accounts receivable module. Accounts payable is meant for vendor transactions and purchases and stock. And accounts receivable, this is meant for customer related and for sales. And then cash and bank. You might be knowing what is bank transactions and what is cash transactions. In certain countries, the cash transactions can be made with a limit, some $2,000 or $20,000, and above that, it should be in a bank transaction, either bank transfer or through check or wire transfer kind of thing. So all those will be captured in SAP for vendor payments and customer payments and all through this area, cash and bank accounting.
So, sorry, and so are these? Is this like a separate module in under FI, the cash and banking accounting?
Exactly.
And this is also separate from Treasury.
Separate from Treasury. Treasury that is entirely different. In FI itself, some minimum data of capturing what is bank transactions and cash transactions. Particularly in SAP, I will go through that. I will take you through that. There is one house banking concept,
yeah.
And checks related what to do. I will explain that in a later session. Then asset accounting. Asset accounting is a beautiful module to capture all assets of the company. And also the expenses related to assets. What is an expense related to asset? Depreciation, right?
Yeah.
So that will be captured in asset accounting. That is one of the major area in FI. Okay.
Yeah.
And then coming to controlling, there are different submodules altogether. One is cost element accounting. This is cost element is stands at a parallel place with GL. Not with all GLs. All profit and loss account GLs are created as a cost elements.
Sorry, say that again.
Yeah, all profit and loss account GLs will be created as a cost element.
Yeah.
Okay, to find out a cost of one region, one place as a cost center, what is the cost? For that, we need to identify, we need to create the expense GLs as a cost element. Okay,
yeah.
So that we can find out the cost of an area, cost of a location. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And then cost center accounting. Cost center, it is defined based on certain norms of a company. And
is defined, sorry?
Yeah, different norms, different standards.
Yeah.
That can be a place, that can be a location, that can be a functionality. Based on that, we can define a cost center. Okay, for example, if you say that based on a location, in one particular company where it exists, a plant, I mean to say manufacturing plant, and again in manufacturing plant, there are different areas. process 1 area, process 2 area, process 3 area. These all are created as a cost center. Okay, similarly, the financial corporate office. Again, in corporate office, sorry, finance department is one cost center, and administration department another cost center. IT department is another cost center, like that. And after creation of all these cost centers, we capture the cost, and at the end of the period, we will see what is the cost incurred at this particular cost center. I mean to say at particular location, at a particular department, so that we will come to know what is the cost incurred and what we need to do either to reduce or to utilize properly. Okay. And then profit center. The difference between cost center and profit center are cost center is with only cost, incurring cost and capturing cost. But a profit center, it captures cost as well as revenues and derives profit. That's how it is called profit center. A place where we can derive profit, we can calculate profit. Okay. It means we can capture the revenues as well as costs in this profit center accounting. And then internal audit.
Where would we use a profit? Where would we use a profit center?
Yeah, the reason is cost will be always to go to absorb at the production, right?
Yeah.
But not the revenues. The revenues will be identified at the sales.
Yeah.
That's the reason these two are captured differently and clubbed. Okay, and again, certain industries will not have any production related, so that we live with cost center and profit center accounting.
Oh, okay. But when would you need to use profit center accounting? Can you give me a scenario where one might need profit center accounting?
Yeah. If you want to derive a profit for a particular area, okay, not at the company code level, I mean to say at the corporate level, one particular place, how do you do that? Unless you have revenues and expenditures of that particular area, right?
Yes.
For that reason, we will identify that particular place where you want to find out a profit will be created as a profit center. Okay, and we will see all the costs incurred in that area and also the revenues, and we will derive the profit. Fine?
I see.
Then internal order. Internal order is a very specific facility given by SAP. Along with these cost captures, cost element, cost center, profit center, there is another place, a kind of cost subject, which we can capture with internal orders. For example, job costing. We got an order for a company. To make that order, to fulfill that order, we are going to make expenditures, purchase of materials, administration staff, salaries, wages, and consumables, and all other. We are capturing at a company level and also at a cost center level. Along with that, we also can see a project, a particular order. If we have that, we can capture that at the time of data entry. Along with all these other reporting structures, we can also say that for this job, this is the cost. For this project, this is the cost I incurred. Right? That can be done through this specific facility given by SAP. Is nothing but internal orders. Is it clear?
Yes.
So it's a specific facility from SAP to find out one job-wise costing or project-wise costing. Okay, and then product costing. Product costing. In a company which is a manufacturing company, there are different products which are ready to sell. But through the financials, We doesn't know what is the cost of a product. In that case, we do not know what is the sale price to be adopted, right? For that, we need to identify what is the cost of the product, what is the cost incurred while processing, while transforming the raw material into the finished product. So, in product costing, we will capture each and every cost so that at the end of it, we'll see that what is the cost of the final product. Okay?
Yeah.
And if you
Are
have
there some
different
overlaps between internal orders and product costing?
yes, this is at a, suppose if you do not having manufacturing unit,
Sorry?
we do not have any manufacturing unit in our company.
Yes.
It's a retail business,
Yes.
but still we need to identify certain projects, certain jobs. How? That can be done through internal orders. Okay.
Okay.
If we have products we are making, we are manufacturing, product costing is required. Okay. And then there is another beautiful facility by SAP is a profitability analysis. It's very extensive and a very beautiful concept. We can find out the cost by employee wise and with a material wise, with a customer wise. What is the cost incurred with this customer by choosing this customer, this vendor, this material? If I selected other material or other customer, what is the cost I can incur? Those things, all those things, I mean to say all those information can be captured, can be derived through this profitability analysis. It's also called segmental basis. For one segment, we can assign different characteristics and value fields so that we can identify particular cost and profit based at a minute levels, employee wise, product wise, finished good, product wise, material wise, vendor wise, customer wise.
So this is more like a reporting type of.
Exactly. We don't capture any data. We capture data in all other modules that will transform into this profitability analysis, and we can get the reports based on our requirement, what we require.
Yeah.
Okay. And then we are getting into inside of each area. Okay. And then next, yeah, I will take you in a simple way the similar concepts in all other modules. Okay. As I mentioned in FI, there are different submodules: GL, AP, AR, asset accounting, right? All these modules will have a similarity. That is, first we'll do the configuration. Configuration is at a high level where an end user cannot use that. You know who is an end user, right?
Yes.
Who uses the software, the application for daily transactions. He doesn't know the configuration. Only the consultants will know. And then master data. Master data is nothing but GL master, vendor master, customer master. And transaction data, this is nothing but capturing daily activities. And then reports, finding out how much cost incurred with a particular GL at a particular line item or a particular vendor, like that. And then there is another concept, new GL. This is there in GL, general ledger, that we will discuss at a later point of time, which gives more advantages in the recent SAP releases. Okay, what I mean to say,
any different
in all
from,
other modules, GL, AP, AR, and asset.
I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
go ahead.
The new
Yeah,
GL,
Kiran, go ahead.
you saying in SAP?
Yes, yes, in SAP. I'll tell you that.
It's something new in
This is
SAP?
just the beginning, right? Not very recently, very long back it has come. And before certain years, it was not there. Okay. with
When you
certain
say new
functionalities
GL,
added.
you mean like a GL account, which would normally be an account that would be set up in master data?
Sorry, come again.
When you say new GL, are you referring to a GL account that would be set up in master data, perhaps under the chart of account?
Yeah, not only that, with certain additional benefits. Okay, we
So
use
this is a
new
new
GL,
concept?
a new concept, which was
Oh,
not
really?
there earlier. In earlier, there is one classic GL. Okay, where there are certain facilities are not there, like document splitting and all. We will discuss on that. Okay. Uh, in recent implementations, all the companies they adopt this new GL concept based on the advantages from this new GL. Okay. So in this slide, what I mean to say, all submodules will have the same kind of structure: configuration first, and then master data, and then transaction data, and then reporting. Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go with the other submodules also. Accounts payable, the same: configuration, master data, transaction data, and reporting. We'll go in detail, like that accounts payable, and then cash account, cash and banking, and then asset accounting. All these will be at one way of going. Like configuration first. Unless you do configuration, you cannot make any master data, and you cannot make any transaction data, right? As a prerequisite, first you need to do the configuration for each and every submodule, and then you have to create the master data. Then only you can make daily transactions. Okay. Unless you have transactional data, you cannot have a report. Am I right?
Yes.
If you don't do any transaction with a particular entry with a particular GL 100051, if you see the report, you can see a zero report, right? So
Yeah.
that's the reason. For reports, you need to have input as a transaction data. For transaction data, you need to have master data created. And for master data creation, you need to have configuration done. The settings, configuration settings have been done before creation of any master data. This is the simplest way for all submodules. And then we will go with each and every module, what is the relevant areas. In GL, the chart of accounts, what you were talking about, as you might know a bit. Chart of accounts is nothing but is a master list. Okay, particularly for GL accounts. Okay, that means the same chart of accounts can be used different company codes. Okay, as I mentioned, company code. Company code is similar place as a company in existing world. Okay.
Yes.
So that means chart of accounts, it is at a client level. We can create one chart of account and we can assign the same chart of account to n number of company codes. For example, all these company codes can use the same chart of account. With that, we can get a consolidated report of the company. Fine?
Yeah.
That's how we use chart of account. And account groups. What is an account group? It is a grouping together the GLs into specific areas. For example, balance sheet accounts is a group, profit and loss accounts another group. And again we can bifurcate in under balance sheet, assets one group, liability separate group. And again similarly we can create group in a bit minute level. Under assets, fixed assets is one group, and coming to liabilities, there are different groups. Shareholder funds one group, and loans and loans another group, current liabilities another group, like that. So the reason why we need to create a group, because the daily transactions will go with that at a minute level with a GL account, right? To identify one particular area, particular classification, for example, assets, what is the total assets in the company. How we can do? We can go with a group. In this group, these are the transactions and this is the reporting. Unless otherwise, we need to see each and every entry, each and every asset, and we need to consolidate through an Excel or something else, right? Instead of that, like any other accounting package, accounting groups will be created based on our requirement, and this will be based on different from the company to company. Okay, and then retained earnings account. This is one important setting in financials in SAP. This is nothing but a profit account. Okay, retained earnings. Retained earnings is nothing but a profit derived from a P&L account, but it has to be assigned in configuration. Unless otherwise, you cannot move further for other configurations. Okay, we need to keep in mind this item, retained earnings account. Most of the people will forget doing this, and at the end of it, they will come back and do this. Okay.
Yeah.
And then master data, GL, creation of a GL, general ledger, with the different information, and display, change, block, unblock of a GL account. This comes in the master data, right? And then transactions. You might be aware about subsidiary ledgers, right? Okay,
Yeah.
subsidiary ledger is nothing but the vendor, vendor transactions.
Yeah.
Accounts payable is a subsidiary ledger.
Yeah.
Along with general ledger. Okay. So all the transactions will be done at subsidiary ledgers. If a particular transaction, I mean to say an accounting entry which is not with a subsidiary ledger, will be posted through a JV, general voucher. Am I right?
Yes.
Which will be done in GL module.
Yes.
General ledger module. Okay. For example, some rent paid for rent invoice, financial invoice. So that will be done in GL module.
Yeah.
And the other things, these are some different facilities with reference to. Suppose you created one transaction, and the similar kind of transaction you need to do now. For all the pains what you undergone for creation of a first entry, you don't need to go with that. You just take the document number with some transaction code. If you click that, all the data will be captured. Wherever you want to change, you can change and you can save it. That is this functionality with reference to. And then another facility, parked documents. There are certain transactions which need approval. Right? In companies, it's not like that each transaction can be done with one person. Can be done by one person. One person will do to certain extent. The senior person, he will check, he will verify, and he will post it. Right? That functionality is called park documents. Okay, one person will park the document, the other person will see and will post the document. And then, yeah, Gerald.
Yes.
Okay, and then whole documents. Certain transactions need some time to post. It's like we will create a document, but we do not post it. We do not save it. We will wait for a certain time, and then we'll post. Okay.
Why?
Generally, this month-end transactions, we'll keep it till month-end, and we will post at the month-end. Right? That will be done through this whole documents facility. And then there are certain other sample documents. It's a kind of one sample we create as a template. We'll take that template as a reference, and we will make the transaction now.
How different is this from with reference to?
With reference to, will be with a document number with an existing data. And sample document is not an existing data, it's a template. We create a template with certain information, half information, whatever it is. This with reference to is with a full information. Okay, once we go through that, you will be very clear. It's a simple task, but this is with a steps of process steps.
Okay.
We need to create some sample documents. We are going to use the same documents every month if we require. Okay, and then certain recurring documents. Recurring documents. What is recurring? Recurring is nothing but stereotype. You do the same things again and again. For example, rent paid to the building, corporate building. Every month, same amount on the same date. Am I right?
Yeah.
So that kind of transactions will be done through these recurring documents. And another example, some AMC, annual maintenance charges, and a particular by quarter, every quarter with a particular date and particular amount will be paid, right? Those will be created as a recurring documents, and at the month end, at the month beginning, we will collect the document numbers. These are the recurring documents post. So 100 documents, 100 recurring nature documents will be posted with one transaction. That can be done through recurring. And then there is another account assignment model. This is almost similar to sample documents, but with some percentage also we can bifurcate the line items. Okay, suppose in one accounting entry there are 5 items, 5 lines, 5 entries, 4 debit and 1 credit. The 4 debit can be divided to percentage, 20% of amount to the first line, 30% to other line, and 15% to the fourth line. Like that we can divide. That can be done through this account assignment model. And then one important aspect we need to keep in mind about the reversals. We made one transaction. Now we need to reverse. Why do we reverse it? We can delete that, right? SAP will not support for any deletion of data. Okay. The reason is for an audit trail, for audit purpose. Yeah, you might be worked in audit, right? You might be knowing well.
Yeah.
You cannot delete any data. For that, you can reverse the transaction. You can post it. It is nothing but making zero the transaction, right? That's the reason reversal is required to rectify certain mistakes. Okay. And in this reversal, there are different kinds, like document-wise reversal and collecting a mass transactions. I mean to say a collective documents at one shot, and we can reverse. And reversal of a reversal. Suppose in one particular scenario, we found that the entry has gone wrong. We reversed it, and later we come to another the actual entry. So we can reverse the reversal of a document. Okay.
Okay.
And then reports. Display a document, one accounting entry. You can see what is debit and what is credit, and what is the information over there, what is the amount, and when it was posted, who it has been posted, with whose ID and all. Then display GL balances and line items. The GL report, this is nothing but GL report, and line items. Line item is nothing but entries in a particular general ledger. And then line layout creation. In SAP, for example, if we take one GL report, the GL report will have 150 fields, more than that. Okay. Out of that, we generally use 10 or 11 or 10 or 15, not more than that. So how to get a report with our requirement? That will be done through this line layout creation. We will select only these items I want, other items I don't want. Okay. That will be done through this line layout creation. We can save it with some variant name. Suppose Gerald 1. So by looking at the name one, the name variant name, yeah, this is what I created. This is what I want. You can go with that report and you can see what you require. Okay, that is about GL, the configuration, master data, transactions, and reports.
So,
And coming, yeah,
oh, right.
yeah,
So you have a foreign currency, right? Below.
right. Yeah, it will be there in other modules also. Okay, anyhow, I'll close it. Foreign currencies. Suppose you are making transactions within the country, there's no need of any foreign currency, right? But if you are dealing with a foreign customer or vendor, you need to know what is the currency value.
Yeah.
So that has to be configured in system first for this dollar to rupee and
Yeah.
the other currency rate, what is the existing rate, so that the value will be captured because you need to report in your local currency. Though the transaction is in the foreign currency, you must translate that into your local currency and you need to report at the end of it.
Right.
For that, you need to have some certain configuration and then you can use it. Okay. And there is another concept, intercompany transactions. What is the intercompany transaction? Intercompany means between two companies. In SAP terminology, two company codes. Okay. I can take you through this in simple way. There is one Tata Sons Limited and there is another Tata Motors Limited. Some stock has been transferred from Tata Motors to Tata Sons. Okay. How it can be done? For any transactions, it required within the company, right? But this is out of the company. In that case, we need to create certain settings as a configuration. For other company code, we have to create as a vendor or a customer like that, or with some GLs, payable to some other company code like that, and receivable to some other company code. We need to create certain configurations, then we can make transactions. At a transaction level, we can choose for debit entry one company code, credit entry another company code. This is another beautiful facility. Generally, in your legacy, in your normal business, you cannot do that. Right? In your accounting software, you cannot choose two companies in one entry.
Yeah.
You create one entry in one company code and again another entry in another company code, right? But in SAP, in one entry itself, you can choose one line item, a debit with one company code and credit with another company code. It creates two entries in two company codes. Here one, there one, right?
Yeah.
Good. Now I'm moving to AP. Here
Now,
onwards, yeah.
one second. Where do you address posting periods?
Yeah, good topic. Just a minute.
I think I just saw it in basic setting or something like this.
Yeah, there is.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yeah, as I mentioned, yeah, once when we were discussing about company and company code, we
Yeah.
just moved out of these things. Okay.
Yeah.
Like a business area we discussed, and then financial year, fiscal year. Fiscal year is nothing but financial year. This can be calendar year or non-calendar. What is a calendar year? Calendar year is nothing but starting from January to December. Okay, but in certain countries, the calendar year is not a financial year.
Hmm.
Okay, starts from June and ending with May. are starting from October and ending with September.
Oh,
That will
really?
be
Some
non-calendar
countries
year.
have it like this?
Yes, exactly. In India, we
Mm-hmm.
have a financial year starting from April to March.
Oh, I
Even that
see.
can be captured in SAP through this fiscal year concept.
Okay.
Okay,
Mm.
and we have to create one variant. It has to be assigned to a company code, so that the company code follows the financial year what you created. The same fiscal year you can assign to different company codes. Okay, and
Sorry, the
similarly
fiscal year?
can be assigned to different company codes.
Okay.
Okay, it's a kind of assignment which the company code will follow.
And
Okay.
special periods as well would be under this?
Yes, yes. Why do you require a special period? For a special transactions after the last period, particularly for audit related and the directors recommendations, auditors recommendations. For that we need to capture through special periods. That we'll discuss in detail. Okay.
Yeah.
And then posting period. This is very important and very much required for every data entry. For every data entry, you need to choose a date, and the date should fall in particular period. Generally, for a calendar year, we supposed to have 12 periods, right? Like months.
Yes.
So it has to be created as a variant. And in SAP, there is a good functionality that we can open the periods. I mean to say, a user can transact. I mean to say, he can post transactions in a particular period. That can be done. Suppose if you open periods like 1 to 12, you can make transactions anytime leisurely. He can sleep for 2 months and he can make the transaction on the next month. But for reporting, we don't get the right reports, right? For that reason, only the period will be opened. Now it is November, right?
Yes.
In SAP related companies, they keep only November period open. I mean to say, the users has to make transactions only in the November related, not other periods. They cannot post the October period because that is closed.
Mm.
To making that facility through these posting periods, open and close, we can keep open and we can close it. But for certain situations, we need to post in previous periods. For that, we need to get the permission to open the last period and we can make the transactions.
So at any one time, only one posting period is open, or the previous period
That,
can.
that's based on our requirement. If you want to open 2 periods, we can open anytime. But for stringent control, companies will choose adopt 1 period open anytime. Clear?
And so say third quarter, they close the third quarter,
Yes.
and they find out some changes. What do they do?
That's what. For that reason, every month till 6th or 7th, the last period will be open for making these adjustments.
And while that last period is open, the current period is still open.
Yeah, that can still open, but we chosen a policy, adopted a policy that we keep only 1 period open. That's the reason. Till 6th of every month, the last period also open along with the current period for making adjustments. And the concerned persons, they have to close all the transactions, all the adjustments by 6th. Otherwise, they have to get the permission, which is a headache for them, and they have to post if they miss it. It's a control mechanism. Clear?
And is it possible to limit the posting of entries to only some specific document types?
Exactly, that can be done. Even there is one account type. Account type is nothing but GL is an account type,
Yeah.
customer is another account type, and vendor is another account type.
Okay.
Not with the document type wise control. The account type wise control we can have. For these GL accounts, 2 months are open. Other GL accounts only 1 month.
Oh.
Okay. Like that, certain vendors and certain customers also we can keep open for 2 periods, and for others 1 period, like that. It's based on the company requirement. We can keep open the 12 periods also,
Okay.
but which is very risky.
I see. And
People
and
don't
and
want.
so and so for certain customers, how do you classify? What is the thing that makes that set group of customers ones that you can post? What how do you control that? Using what? Customer
Yeah.
type?
Yes, exactly. Account type. That is called account type. Okay.
So
There
for
is one.
customers, you have different customer types or different account types?
No, I tell you. For GLs, there is one yes as an account type. For vendors, K as account type. So for making this particular scenario, we need to make and D stands for customer. We need to select D as an account type, and next we can give the numbers this customer. So starting from 1001 to 1005,
Mm,
which is allowed for posting in the last month,
I see.
and for others 1006 to 99999 allowed for posting for this month,
Mm,
only this one, like that.
I see.
Fine. Similarly for vendors, similarly for GLs, particularly for GLs it will be there because for the month-end transactions,
Yes.
and it will be open for 6 days, or sometimes it will be throughout the month. That's the reason. Particular GLs will be open for a couple of months. Fine.
Yes.
And then there is another important one, field status variant. Field status variant is nothing but identifying fields which are mandatory for posting and which are optional and which are not required. So we'll create one variant and where we define this particular field text is a mandatory. We can fix it. So for every time you make a transaction, you need to fill that, unless otherwise you cannot move further. And for example, another transaction, some employee related, some conveyance, okay, or some telephone bills payment. For those GLs, we made personal number, employee number is a mandatory, which is required, right?
I see.
Unless otherwise we feel that we cannot save the document. That facility is with field status variant.
So you assign the field status variant to what? The GL account?
Company code, and then we can assign a group, field status groups to a GL accounts. Okay, when we discuss about this minutely, we will discuss field status variant at company code level, field status groups at GL account level. Okay.
I see.
Yeah. Then document types. What is a document type? It
Do
is
you have a
nothing but
fiscal year variant?
this is what we discussed, right? Fiscal year variant, the financial year.
So there's the fiscal year and then the fiscal year variant, right?
Yeah, that's what. Fiscal year variant, which is the information of a fiscal year.
Mm.
And again, this is as the posting period variant and field status variant.
I see.
Okay. And then document type. Document type, what is this? This is nothing but a business transaction. So vendor related, vendor invoice, you can capture at one place with a particular document type. Okay. Similarly, vendor payments in another place with another document type. Similarly, customer invoices, customer payments, and depreciation. Okay. And data coming from other modules. These are all identified with these document types. If we see the information of a particular document type, we can see where it has come from and the total consolidated data of that particular area. Some related, vendor related, customer related. It will be identified as particular business transactions and they can be captured through these document types. And certain data which will be done in only finance itself. Some interest charge, interest posting charges, bank charges, which will be in only FI, financials. That will be done through some particular document type. Okay, and for some data migration, that will be with some other document type. In a month-end transaction, if you want, that can be done through other document type. Okay.
Sure.
And the next one is input and output taxes. This one, there are certain taxes which are to be paid to the government because we are using the facilities provided by the government in any country, right?
Yes.
To facilitate that, to use all those facilities, we need to make payments as a taxes. Okay. Particularly this input and output tax. Input tax, this is on purchases. Okay. And output taxes on sales. So we need to configure in the system different rates on different products and we need to use it while making the transactions. So 5%, 6%, 10%, 12%, 40%. Okay. We need to create input different tax rates, tax codes that is called, similarly output taxes, and we can use it while we make the transactions.
Is the taxes in SAP quite robust, or do most customers tend to use different add-on?
Yeah, it's not like that. Generally, for all countries, the input and output taxes will be there. Apart from that, certain countries will have a specific taxes. For that reason, there are certain kind of country versions. Okay. In India, there is one country India version. In Netherlands, country Netherlands version. So making these settings, configurations by adopting the country versions would be easier. First of all, we need to understand the concept, how it is.
Yes.
And where it has to be done in configuration in SAP.
Yeah.
Simple. We can do it.
Yeah.
Anything we need to understand first, we need to analyze, we need to plan, we can do it.
Yeah.
Fine. We need to make a bit faster. And then AP accounts payable, similar account groups, accounts payable, different account groups, domestic vendors, foreign vendors, right?
Yeah.
Different groups. And for that, we need to create certain number ranges. For example, domestic vendors, 1001 to 10,000, and foreign vendors, 10,001 to 20,000. Like that, we need to create some number ranges and we need to assign to the account groups. So that if you want to create one domestic vendor, it must be in this particular area, particular number range. Okay. And there is one very beautiful concept in SAP. I don't think this is there in any other ERP, open item management. Uh, Generally, what we do while making a payment uh, with reference to a invoice, am I right?
Yeah.
With reference to a invoice, if you make the payment, at the end of it, if you see the account, if you see the report of that particular vendor account, we'll have all the invoices at one place, one side, and all the payments at other side, right?
Yeah.
That is the normal one. But in SAP, there is one open item management which will be removing the references, the payment and invoice. Okay, the payment and invoice will not seen in the report if we choose open items. If we choose all items, we will see all the invoices and all the payments. Got it?
Yes.
That is the open item management. If you choose the open item, the only due items will be shown. Ah, once again, it's almost 9 o'clock.
Yeah.
Is it quite interesting?
Yeah, very interesting. Very, very interesting.
Very good. Thanks for that. What we do, we'll close this AP today,
Okay.
okay? Or else I will run through the screen,
Okay.
okay? And we will meet tomorrow,
Okay.
okay? We are at this open item management, right?
Yes.
Good. And then there is one automatic payment program,
Yeah.
which is nothing but making payment for so many vendors at one time,
Yes.
at one transaction. And advance payments, and then house banks. This we'll discuss.
Yeah.
And then vendor master. We have to create the vendor master based on these account groups.
Yeah.
To which account group it pertains.
Yeah.
And then transactions.
Yeah.
Vendor invoice, vendor payment, credit memo. The
Yeah.
other things are like that. Same parked, hold, sample, recurring, and all. And reports.
Check lots, under payments. What is that?
That's what. Check lot is nothing but a check leaf. We need to create that in a system, right?
Mm-hmm.
And that has to be considered for a payment. It's not like that the bank gives a check lot, and we can use it. We need to capture that, right?
Mm-hmm.
For that, we need to consider the data in system, check lot as a check lot, and we are going to use that for every payment.
This is kind of connected to the house bank, right?
Exactly.
Okay.
House bank and check lots.
Okay.
Okay. Now I'll run through the sessions. GL, accounts payable, the similar configuration, master data, transaction data, reports. Accounts payable, receivable, similar. Cash and banking, okay. And then asset accounting, okay. And then some special focused items. We just discussed taxes and open items and automatic payment. And other things we'll discuss, house banks and check lots. We just now discussed, right?
Yeah.
And then dunning and month-end transactions, year-end transactions. Then this comes to the controlling.
Yeah.
Configuration, master data, transaction data, and reports. And now cost center accounting, as we discussed, the configuration is required, then master data, then transaction data, and then reports. Similar, profit center account, and then internal orders, forecasting. This is a bit major area in CO, forecasting. And then profitability analysis. We discussed, right? Profitability
Yeah.
analysis. Employee-wise, product-wise, vendor-wise, customer-wise, a profit.
So, yeah. If it's reporting, you set up master data for profitability analysis?
Yeah, there are certain items, characteristics and value fields. So you can treat them as a master data. We can create and we can assign it.
I see.
Okay. Since I'm making the similarity with other areas, okay,
Yeah.
that's the reason we can keep that as a master data and we can use it.
I see.
Then integration between FI and MM and FI and SD and FI and HR and FI and CO and other items. Then projects overview. This we'll discuss in a detailed way. What kind of projects in SAP? Okay. Implementation, support, rollout, upgrade, testing, enhancements. Now questions. You are already having questions in between itself, right?
Right. Good.
Yes. So we are done with today. We can talk to Vijay. Hi, Vijay.
Is he online?
Hello.
I don't think he's here.
I think he must be there. I'm just stop sharing. He must be there. Yeah, he's on mute. Hello, Vijay. Hello. Vijay, are you there?